So welcome to my next stream today. There are a lot to talk about Stoicism. It's really interesting. So we can take good examples on Stoicism and Straocism. What I from 2 hours create the word Straocism. It's maybe near same like Stoicism, right? So we say about Stoicism, it means like electricity, strong. Stoicism, Stromberg. No, Straussism. We call it Straussism. It's like Taoism? I don't know. Maybe it have to do with Taoism? Maybe a little bit. But we have the term today, and so we talk about Ukraine and Russia. So when we see here Stoicism, then it is Zelensky. Zelensky is a typical Stoicist. Because he reaching the act on how say it? There are so a lot of words and I forget all the time the words I need. Poetic is not. I would say that word. Humankind. Moralic. Moral. So Zelensky take the way of morality. Moral. Right. So he is not the attacker. He is the victim of an attack on the Crimea. Right. So he take the way of morale and defense. What gives him the propaganda of the world, because he is only defends himself. It's the technique also use in the USA to this time, use this very big president all know about in USA. I forget the name. He is also acting in defense. He have say, if they attack us, only then we get into war. We never starting acting attack them first, because if we do this, we have not the political moral aspect on our side. So exactly the same doing Zelensky. The problem is, it is a easy political way, but the world is not so easy in any way. The world is never so easy that you can say politics, moralic, I only defense is the best answer. It's not. So easy is the world not. There are a lot options to get in a better position if you get attack and some stuff like this. So what we see actually in all the TV communities and so on is that they talk about Zelensky, Ukraine versus Russia, who is in the right, who is in the bad position, and so on and so on and so on. So who made a dirty atomic bomb, Russian or Ukraine? Right? And this is a really difficult question to answer. And there we are not talking in the position of Stoicism, there are we talking in the position of Straocism. Right? How is the way to find the true in that labyrinth of unknown? There is nearby no answer to find about it. What I can say is that I believe only what I believe is not what all others believe also. So I'm in this situation, in first case, on the side of Russia. I'm not a Russian, I'm Switzerland, simply as I am. Because I think and I believe that Ukraine is not acting as a functionally government to this time, right? So the Crimea crisis, where it happens in 2013 or 10 or 12 or whatever, Crimea crisis, wait, (2014), no. What was before? This is an annexation in 2014. This is not. Annexion of the Crimea. (1949, 2014). So this attack on Crimea was in. So in 2008 there was France. And in 2014 they come the annexion of the Crimea. So there was this political first problems they start. This is meaning that the Ukraine was political not able to stop a folks stand up, right? They was not able to localize or control it or stop it intern in Ukraine. So this is meaning that the Ukraine is in government and political was in a position where there was criminality and probably payment frauds and all that stuff. What make this chaos there started in Ukraine. So the government was not able to take control over what has happened. Right, this is what I believe. So in this situation, I think there is later come Zelensky, a comedian, and a comedian in this position is a not so good idea. From my side, my opinion. So now they have a Stoicistic president of Ukraine, were only set on defense versus Russia. So this is meaning that the annexion of the Crimea is a sign for it that political aspect is not work as it have to work. And as a new president of Ukraine, Zelensky put on defense Ukraine in a war situation. And that Putin, after Zelensky come after the Crimea annexion, is a part that Zelensky can take control in this situation, and now defense versus Russian is a sign for it that Zelensky that Zelensky, it's so complicated, that Zelensky is not able to see difference between friendship and political troubles. So he get into a defense position with zero knowledge, right? He get in a defense position with zero knowledge. So first he have knowledge versus Russia, twice he have no knowledge versus Russia as a comedian, and third he is a directly jump into crime, war crime management, right, as a non-politics guy. And there is a good choice for Putin to take control over this, because this cannot be a healthy system, right? This is what I called Straocism, right? So a guy with no knowledge in politics take control over military operations. This is in Straocism a no-go situation. So he have to deal with Russian, but he didn't deal with Russian. He only put his mind over everything, right? So in a Stoicism part, so he have not the knowledge in politics. He use war as his instrument and his options. From everybody don't know where it is come from. It is from his childhood, or it is from he is a special force from Bulgaria, where he's invited in Ukraine politics as a comedian, as a special agent, blah 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 blah, super crime, intelligent agency story, what the fucking ever. And now this is the situation, what it's happened. So in Straocism, you take the first advice you can find, and there it is: the politic was sick, and Putin don't take advice about it. So there is the result that the politics get more sick. And there is a difference. If there may be some stuff with criminal stuff, then Putin have to take a look about it. This is what I think. I don't know what really it happened and what the others think about. But I just see that Zelensky taking the option of defense. And Putin said it's not can be possible work so, right? And there the other guy of Ukraine was president before, he get toxified, also toxified. So same toxified, not like how the other guy dies on radioactivity. but in a near same place. So nobody knows who it was, but everybody say it was Putin. But there is no guarantee that it was Putin. There can be some other guy doing this, whatever. So in Straocism, this is the first case where I say Putin not can take a watch by side and do some different stuff if there's some criminal stuff happened, like some money bank frauds with some other countries and some tax configuration over bank account systems and all that stuff. So actually it looks like all peoples around the world are for Zelensky. It's watch like they have all money for tax money saved on Zelensky's or Ukraine bank accounts. Right? Or not? I don't know. But he used the same technique it's used by this American guy who say we didn't attack because we need a political moralic position that we are not attackers. So if you concentrate on this directly, there is maybe not an option to, because it's maybe writing a lie, right? So if you ask a criminal, are you sure that he say you the lie or you say the right? So he say only this what is give him the best position, right? So to not say the truth that he is a criminal, he will give you the best position what he can say. Now this with the atomic bomb, it looks like, so with this sturdy atomic bomb looks so the Russian, the word say the Russian works with atomic materials, like some, they do a little bit of atomic material on the clothes, and if the person walk, they can go with the meter behind and check where it is walk, because there is all a little bit atomic. So this everybody knows about the Russian. This in documentaries, and so you can listening that stuff. So now to find the real answer, it is Russian or Ukraine. It can be a word of Ukraine, right? They take these informations from that documentaries and then say, then yeah, we say simply for our political better position that the Russian make a dirty bomb, and the Russians say no, we definitely not gonna use an atomic bomb. We stand behind the system what is given from UNO and anti-atomic contracts and whatever exists on the planet, what is written, right? So it's difficult to say. There is inside coming fake news. There is inside coming different informations, right? When you ask me, as a musician, I use music in 20 years now, and the system ever fall down. It's ever stocking and ever broken, and I have maybe 2 days I can make music after it's damaged, or it's getting an electricity modus, more electricity, or I become a defect. I buy a new mainboard and become sending to me a defect mainboard, and so on and so on and so on. So I cannot make music. these are all signs that something is in any way wrong. So, over every whatever way it is. So, I didn't believe that these are Russians doing this. I believe that's Ukraine because everybody loves Ukraine. Right? And they are just on acting on the fence versus Russian. And yeah, whatever. So in Straocism, I can just say I didn't believe in Ukraine. Right? I didn't believe what they say. Because they have only the fans and put themselves as victims. Right? They put themselves as victims of something, what happens, where they have not control about. So a country is bigger as Germany and bigger as France, or same big how France and Germany, or whatever, and then brings so this, we are victims of Russian and so on. I mean, they stand not 1 second alone, right? They stand not 1 second alone versus Russia. You know? Not 1 second they stand versus Russian if they not get help from Germany, from USA, and so on. They not stand. They have not the abilities to stand versus Russian alone. With Germany and help from USA, they can. But alone they have no chance. So how it looks with the criminal, with the government, the organization of the government of the Ukraine, how it looks. I mean, we in SWIFT, we have also no chance versus other countries, Germany, France, whatever, because we are so small. But we have place in Ukraine multiple times. So Ukraine is nearby same big how Russia. It's one of the biggest countries everywhere. Near USA and Russia it's same big how Canada, not really same big, but nearby so big how Canada. Right? Nearby same big how Canada. Not full, but nearby, so big how Canada. And this country is not able to do anything without help from outside. So what is the government there? Criminal or unorganized or whatever it is. It is fake news, I don't know. But when Russians do this, I think Putin and Russia think something about it. But what it's definitely they cannot defend in any case versus Russia alone. And what Ukraine doing is they are screaming help and not organized political to come in a contract or in a legal situation. They are not. They made war. Definitely. They all made war. They have not 1 second think about to take some minimizations. Not minimization, it means some what say Germany versus Russia? We have to do what with you? If you do not stop, we do you what? So Ukraine have not 1 second take the choice to say, okay, if the situation so is, we take maybe a little bit from here we have to take down, and so and so, and organization some situation to come in a better position. No, they're screaming help all over the world, and the help is coming. But from organization there is zero. They have a comedian as president, and then playing this game. What is not a game? What is war? If it's not a game, fake news in every case. So there are multiple signs that is fake news. Like you made a dirty bomb, and so on. So shuffle it up into a situation where it is high dangerous, right? So attacking with USA and Germany versus Russia, this will be high dangerous. So long Germany sending weapons to Ukraine and let them made war, and USA sending weapons to Ukraine and let them made war, the situation is bad for Russia, but in a situation where it's unlike but able to be managed. But after a time it will get more difficult to manage. And it's not to forget that Ukraine alone versus Russia have no chance. Ukraine alone is no more. Germany and USA are now Ukraine. This is not to forget, from my opinion, as they have no chance. It's stupid. It's stupid to say they have any chance versus Russia alone. Alone they have no chance. And this is the place of Russia. Ukraine is under Russia. And this is the place of Russia where they acting. When you ask somebody something about Ukraine and you are not in Ukraine and you know Russian, then you ask Russian. Simple as it is, because they are specialized in this place. They know exactly what they do in this place. But self-Russian comes under pressure if then comes USA to Ukraine and Germany to Ukraine and so on and so on. So the situation is simply stupid, right? So how I can be for Ukraine? I can't, because it's simply stupid. I can't. It's not possible in my brain to be for Ukraine. They have a government. They have one of the biggest countries. They have not the military options. And they need help from everywhere. I cannot be for Ukraine when this is also a sign for no money in a lot of place of the folks in Ukraine, and a bigger criminal government. So whatever, and so on and so on. But for me, it is Straocism is say no Ukraine and yes to Russian. And Stoicism will say, Russian, we are understand that there is problem of we sending weapons to Ukraine. I don't know. So, but Zelensky self just made war. In the beginning, if I'm Zelensky, in the beginning I will stop any military attacks. I will stop. But he didn't stop anything. He made war all the time. And this with absolutely zero knowledge about politics from the start. He's like called a newcomer or something like this. I don't know how to say this in politics. This disaster. And he made war. Our war criminal. And say Putin is the war criminal because he attacks, but not everything is on moralic basement. It is also on political basement. I don't know. As really, for me, it's too stupid to talk about. Real. Anyway, whatever.